afternoon. Welcome back to live shopping here at Highlight Crafts. We just had a fabulous hour with our wonderful Ian from Crafty Witches. And don't forget to check out your baskets, because the sooner you do, the sooner you can start crafting. Now then, an extra scan and cut show on a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon now. Who knew? But I didn't want to wait any longer to bring you something that's quite special and you've been asking for. Also, we've decided to bring you the Cutting Craftorium Trick or Treat for Halloween. Now, if this was a physical product, I would have been going, it's a bit close to Halloween. But because it's digital, you could start today. And there's a lot of really fun projects on that. So let me introduce you to the team. We'll whiz down the counter and then we'll get into demo. And because this isn't quite like a Tuesday one, what I'm going to do is I've got everything cut and I'm going to show you how we build them. And then if there's any elements that we need to do, we'll cut those bits and we'll add those in as we go along. Right, so first of all, let me introduce you to my team. I've got Laura back on cameras. We've had a great team in this morning, haven't we? We've just all worked together and made it happen. We've got Lily producing this hour.
Hello.
There you go. And you've got me until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Right, let me just get the housekeeping done and then I've done it and then we can crack on. So, live shopping is fabulous. You can literally shop while you watch. It couldn't be easier. It's brilliant. Now you can find us on different platforms. So if you want to watch us on your TV, you can put us on YouTube. You can also watch us on our Facebook and Instagram pages. And you can also find us on our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. Now, if you're going to shop with us on either of our social platforms, we're going to show you a product and each product will be allocated a code. And what our Lily will do as we get to a product, she's just scrolling through them now, is that code. So if you look there, shop fine. If you wanted to buy those fine liners, that's what you would type in the comments underneath the video. And that will automatically put it into a basket for you. It's really clever. Then you receive a direct message. When you open that message, you'll find a link. Click the link and that will take you to highlightcrafts.com, where you can log into your account and then check out those baskets. Now, if you would prefer to shop directly on the website, you don't need the shop codes. You just go onto the website, onto that show, and all the products will be appearing down the right-hand side of your screen. You then just select the ones that you want to purchase, and they will go into a little red shopping bag that you'll find at the top of your screen. When you're ready to go through that login and checkout process, click on that. That will take you through that process. Please remember to log into your accounts before you check out, because then you'll get your club member benefits, which we want, don't we? We've just had a lady who said to us that she bought all 6 sheets of the brand new stickers. I had to be careful how I said that. And didn't pay a penny because she used the points. Another one just bought both the SVG and the digital, the festive collection from Linda Chapman. Didn't pay a penny, used the points. That's what we're talking about. It's brilliant. Right, shall we get stuck in? Now then, we did a Cutting Craftorium many years ago, and we brought it to you actually a few weeks ago on one of the Tuesday shows as a digital download, and it was called Christmas Compendium. And we were doing the Halloween stickers when they launched. I'm really sorry I can't show you the lantern because it's gone to Glasgow with Stephanie. I've no spare stickers because she's taken all those. Honestly, she's taken everything. No Sospeso samples. I haven't got my lantern, but we can build it in this hour, so it's fine. I've got everything cut. And then what I'm going to do is get these added on Tuesday, because I want to do lots of different things with these and give you some ideas of what you can do with the stickers as well. Right, so there was a lantern, a Christmas lantern on there. And when we did the Halloween, I showed you how to go in and change the inside of it to almost like, you know, when you see the gravestones in a cartoon, and they've got that almost wider top to the bottom, like this. What our Becky has done is taken those SVG files, and not only are you going to get, it's like being on Play School this, I bet you won't remember Play School, you two. We're through the round window and the square window. Well, that was my childhood. So you've got the lantern gift box with the round window. You've also got the lantern gift box with the round panel window. So our Becky's put it into panels for you. That'd be nice with one of our rice papers behind, because it would look like you're looking through the window into the scene. She's done it with a straight window, so an open aperture. Now that one would be absolutely wonderful if you embossed some of our SVG files that we bought you in the Christmas designs onto that vellum and put them behind those windows with lights in. That would look extraordinarily beautiful. And then on top of that, you're also going to get the straight panel window. So you're getting 4 different sets of your SVG files. Now, not only are you going to get your front and back pieces, so you cut that twice. You've got side 1 and side 2, because these are slightly different. The tops of them are slightly different. So you've got side 1 and side 2. You're also going to get your base. You're going to get the cutting file for the acetate. I used construction weight because then I can use a slightly lighter weight card. I've used our black card. You also get all the matte layers and the side matte layers for all 4 designs. Now look at the price on your screen. I know. £5. I wanted you to have a treat. I'll let you into a secret. I looked at the poll yesterday. It was on at 10. I didn't realise at that point that you got 4 different sets. And I went upstairs and I went to Katie, can we do it for a £5? And she did that. And I went, please. And she went, okay. So, if you want 4 different styles of lantern, I mean, obviously the basics are all the same, but the windows are different, and you want them with all your mats and layers, and you just get hold of your construction weight acetate. It will cut on your ScanNCut. Yes, it will. It takes about 3 or 4 passes, but it does it. You're good to go. Treat boxes, Christmas lanterns, all of those different things that we can make, and of course they're all scalable, so you can have them that big or that big, or if you've got a 12 by 24 inch mat with big card, as big as you want to make them. How amazing is that? And it's costing you a £5. I love it when I have to go and fight corner. Right, shall we talk about trick or treat? Because even if you don't get time to make it for this year, this is really cool. And Katie came down to me and she said, I'm going to do this at $14.99 because it's only like a small USB. And then when I woman it up yesterday, she went, can I put the price up? I went, absolutely not. Why? She said, because it's not a small USB, it's a full USB. And she literally did a load. She went, have you seen how many projects there are on that? And there are a lot, right? She's funny. So look at all of these. Look how many projects you're getting in here for $14.99 before your discount. This is brilliant. And you get an alphabet in there as well. And you get the alphabet that it will cut out the letters, and you get the one that you can draw with or emboss with or foil with. So you're going to get, look at that house. Now, there is nothing at all to stop you making that Christmas themed. Nothing. You just do it in different colours. You decorate it up with your stickers or all your cutting craftorium elements that we've bought you previously. What a phenomenal project. Isn't that brilliant? I love it. So you get that one, but then we give you all of the instructions that go with it. So all this lot are your instructions. So you get really in-depth tutorial on how to build it. Then we've got the cat. Look at the cat. How fab is that? It's great, isn't it? So you get the cat, and you get the book, and you get the hat, and you get the pumpkin. You get all of this, and it teaches you again all that it gives you. So it gives you a cutting list for the cat, any additional items that you need, and then it tells you step by step which piece goes with which, so it tells you what to do and how to glue them all together. You've got your pumpkin bowl. Now imagine the kids coming round to your house on Halloween, and you'll be able to take that to your front door and go, right kids, grab a handful. How fabulous is that? Isn't that great? Or you can make it smaller and do individual ones for them. If you don't like bugs, cover your eyes. We got a spider, and we've got the spider's web. Look at that, 3-dimensional. How fantastic is that? Now, you're also going to get this, your sugar skull, from the Day of the Dead. So it's a big, big, big celebration that goes on, and you decorate it up. But here's the thing. First of all, you've got a little fence. You've then got hearts. You've got little flower buds. You've got flowers. You've got a little heart that's got all the detail cut out. You've got layered flower. You've got the little spade in there as well. So all of the embellishments will come in this download. And look how different you can make it if you want to make it really spooky. How brilliant is that? Then you've got your witch's hat, but you'll also get the flowers on there and the buckle that could go around Santa as his belt. You've got the little mini spider in there as well. Now, I'm not a big Halloween person, but I know that we get lots of children around, especially Jack and Alice, because they always come up. So we like to do something a bit different. You've got your witch's broomstick. That's going to be coming back into the forefront next month, isn't it, with Wicked going on. Oh, imagine doing these like Wicked in the greens. That'd be great, wouldn't it? The crashed witch. Look at that. How cool is that? It's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. I know, I love these projects. They're just fun. You know, when you make them once, you can resize them all. You can save them for the year after. But this is where it gets really fun, because you've got the monsters bags. So if you want treat bags, this is for you, because you've got the monsters bags in there. You've then got the black cat that you can use as a topper. Love that. Then you've got I Told You I Was Ill, Trick or Treat, or Beware. They're good, aren't they? Look at this one with the eyeballs. Look at those. That's super cool. These are great fun, aren't they? You could even put little sweets in that. You could make a massive one and do, what do they call that when you whack it? Pinata. No, it began with P. Well done, Lily. Look at this one with the teeth. Look at the teeth. Did you ever see those where you used to wind them up?
Oh, yeah.
And they used to go like that across the table. Like that. Brilliant. But you've also got the box in there as well. Then you've got your monster booth props. So if you're having a Halloween party, look at this. Look at that. I don't know who that is. Let me have a look. Who is that? No, I can't work that out at all. You've got hats that you can put on top of headbands. You've got little devil horns. You've got bats. You've got bunny ears in here. Honestly, this is fabulous. Trick or treat. So you've got your cards in there. But you can use that font is also in this download. It's tremendous value for money, this, guys. Look at this. Oh, now then. I have been asked for a template for this over and over and over again, and I've been waiting till I get time to do a made from the memory one. We don't need to. This is brilliant. Now then, this is a box that has all the correct elements in it, and you put an elastic band through it. All right, so all the step-by-steps will show you how to do that. Then it folds flat and the elastic band stretches, and then you put it inside a wallet, and when you do shake the wallet like that, the box comes out and pops open. I'd pay $14.99 for that, I'm not going to lie. Then you've got your treat buckets in here as well. You've got your book. Now, this could be for all sorts of different things. It could be a Bible for confirmation. If you love your Harry Potter, it could be that. If you got the wax seals, the Harry Potter wax seals that we had on the other day, that would be brilliant with that. It could also be a storage if you wanted it to be. You've got monsters in the dark. Look at these with your lights. How cool are they? Then you've got your bat, and when you pull it, the wings flap. I'd forgotten about this one. Honestly, this was one of the best ones that Amy did. This is what we're going to build up in this hour in a box frame. I've got a few little hints and tips for you on that. You've got a coffin gift box that you can fill with your goodies. Look at her. And she's on a little stand, look. And she's got a cauldron. I need to make that for Linda Chapman for the Crafty Witches, don't I? that could be that, oh, I need to do that before she comes in next time. Then you've got your wreath. Now on your wreath, you've got your skull, you've got your bats, you've got your bow, and you've got your flowers. So flowers in there as well. Enter if you dare. That's a sign I made for Matthew's bedroom, because it was like toxic in there, let me tell you. We've got party cards. Look at the poison bottle. Doesn't have to be poison. It can be all sorts of different things. It could be a perfume bottle if you did that in the right papers. It's fabulous, isn't it? Now, look at this font. Talk about quirky. Love that. So we've done it as a cutting file for you, but we've also got it as a drawing file. So you can foil, draw, emboss, all of those different things with that. So that's all of that coming to you today for $14.99 before your discount, and then you'll get your loyalty points back, and there's no postage because it's digital. Right, for those of you that have just joined us, I just want to talk you through this lantern again, please. I know you want me to get to demo, but I have to show you these things. Otherwise, we won't be here. Right, lantern. Now, this came from the Christmas Compendium download that we brought you the other day from Cutting Craftorium. However, we've adjusted the lid slightly so that it fits better. And also what we've done is we've given you the sides, the front and the back files with almost like this, almost like a headstone aperture, if you like. That's not a shape that is on ScanNCut, but we haven't grouped these files together, so you can access that, because that would make a really nice stained glass window as well. In fact, if you welded a triangle to the top of that, you would get that proper arch like you get in a church. I am going to add these to the Tuesday show as well. Not only do you get those, you also get the acetate layer. So you get the cutting file for your acetate, and you get your mats and layers as well. So you don't need to split the file anymore to get to those elements. So it's going to be quicker. On top of that, we've done the same aperture, but with the windows in. So you're getting that one as well. Then we've done it with a straight opening like that. That'd make a really good popcorn box if you put acetate in there and then filled it with popcorn if you're having a movie night. And then also we've done the straight one with the window style. And that little lot there, all resizable, all scalable, is £5. It was 10. I went up and bartered with Katie. I'm good at that. Now then, we had a lovely customer called Jane message in the other day, and she did my job for me, because I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I didn't. This Chrome Lux card, right? Now, when I first cut this on the ScanNCut, I was like, yeah, I'm not going to recommend that unless you're doing basic shapes. Because of the way, this is a speciality cardstock, and because of the way that it's made, this top layer is bonded to a board. And what happens, it's a bit like Centura Pearl, it never liked that either. When it cuts, it wants to flick the top layer up. So Jane messaged in, so I'm saying, no, you can use it for your mats and layers, card blanks, blah, blah, blah. Jane messaged in and said, why don't you just cut it that way? I'm like, brilliant, absolutely, love that. So put it colour side down, cuts like a dream. Jane told me. I know, good, aren't we? I love it. This is why I love Highlight Crafts, because we're all interactive. And sometimes when you've been doing something a long time, you miss the obvious. Do you know what I mean? You miss the obvious. With this is why I like going out to shows, because I get to learn what you need to learn, because you tell me, and that's why I love that. Now, you've got your white gloss in there. So if you wanted to make a very pretty lantern for your Christmas, this would be great. Then you're going to get your gold. In fact, I'll cut a piece of this in the show so you can see it. This is going to be lovely. This is great with your foil and your hot foil pen. This card is magic. Then you're going to get your royal blue, and they're all got that high shine gloss. You get your red. So if you're going to make a post box for Christmas, you've got your red in there. And then you've got black gloss. The foil pen on that is phenomenal. Okay, now we've dropped the price from $17.99 to $9.99. I would expect to pay a minimum, having bought 12 by 12 cardstock for a long time, a minimum of £1 a sheet, and you're getting 24 for $9.99. Brilliant. Now then, we've just talked about lanterns. What if you want to make them so that you've got lights in? you can do that. And the best way to do it is to cut your acetate layer out of vellum. Okay, now you could parch this. So if I was doing a design in this, I would bring on the acetate file for whichever lantern you're doing, and I would have that shape on my mat. And then I would bring on the file that I wanted to emboss, and I position it and size it to fit that. Okay, so that's the way that I would do that. If you then went in and coloured the background slightly, you could do that as well, or you could stick the reflection to the back. Okay, so it would look like the colour, but you've still got the translucency around the sides for those lights to come through. And because they're going into a lantern, I would get those lights that we sell on the website, you know, the ones that with the corks that go in the bottles, get those and put them inside, because then you're not having to stick a battery pack anywhere. Just pop those in and then you can take them out and you reuse them after. So if you want your vellum, please don't use a thin vellum or an inexpensive vellum, because if you're using your embossing starter kit and you're going to emboss, that ball tool is fine. And if you put any too much pressure or you're doing straight lines, it can go through a thin vellum and then it will drag the mat, and then you'll have to buy a new mat. And I don't want you to have to do that. When you're embossing on this vellum, I want you to have your speed on 4, your emboss speed on 4, your emboss pressure on -1, and I want you to let it go around once. Then leave it for 10 minutes. Let those white lines just come up. Then take your pressure to 0, go round again, and then the third time, take your pressure to +1, and that will be enough, okay? Don't go any deeper than that. But the other reason that I wanted this vellum is so that we can add water-based mediums on the back of it and it doesn't buckle. So you could foil them, you could emboss them, you could put your stickers inside here. They'd look lovely. So you could have your snowflakes embossed on here, and then you could have your stickers over the top. There's so many opportunities, guys, which I love. Shop vellum, $12.99. Now, I got very excited. We got auto blades back in stock. Thank goodness for that. I've been desperate for a new blade for quite a while. I've managed, but auto blade, please don't ever be without one of these. $16.49, you'll still get your discount and you'll get your points back. Please get that in your basket. If you haven't got a spare one, there's nothing worse than running out halfway through a project. Right, let's talk pens. I'll come back to the kits later on in the show. Let's talk pens, shall we? Now, you've seen myself and David, especially over the last few days, bring you quite a lot of products from Royal & Langnickel. These are a renowned art brand, and the sales director came to see us because Stephanie requested that we wanted to try and stock some of their products. Now, for Stephanie to go for an art brand tells me that she knows everything about them, and she knows that they bring us a quality product. Now, these are your fine liner pens. They're a 0.4mm width. You do not have to use these with your ScanNCut, although they will go into a universal pen holder. You'll need to wrap some tape round and put them in so that the actual holder can grab hold of it, because they are triangular in shape, but it works because I did it the other day. Now, you're going to get 48 of these for $19.99. That is amazing value for money. Shop Fine will get you those, but look at the colours. The colour palette in this is brilliant, because you go through your regular ones, the ones that you would expect to get in every pack of fine liners that you buy, but then look at these, how we go a little bit vintage. Then we come down here and you've got your pastels going into your brights, and then more of your deep dark tones here. And then this set is wonderful. I don't think I've ever, well, I certainly don't own any fine liners that have been a colour like that. I think these are tremendous. And don't forget, you'll also get your discount off that as well. Right, shall we go? Shall we go and have a look? Come on. Let's go. So I thought what I'd do first of all is build up this box frame for you, just so that you can see how it works, because we've only got 1 hour and we've got lots to get through, especially with the lantern as well. So I bought this box frame from the range. I tell you, they make a fortune out of me just on blanks. And David, bless him, before he went off on his holidays, just painted this with black gesso. All right, now you could go in with your finger waxes after, and it would pick up all that wooden texture. So this was originally that colour. It was like a washed wood, and this was one coat of the black gesso, and look how beautifully it's covered. All right, so we're going to work with that in a little while. Now I have a few top tips for you on this one. So I started to cut this out yesterday, and it's been sized to fit in an 8x8 box frame. However, I found that when you're using a box frame, it's not this width, it's not the outside width here, it's this platform that it sits on top. Okay, so my first piece that I cut, I measured this back board, and it's 200 millimeters across. Okay, so when I brought on my first, take my stylus out, probably, we're going to retrieve the information. Oh, come on, USB, you've been working fine. Drop it. Go on. There we go. Right, when you put them onto your USB, or send them from Canvas, whichever you prefer. So I'm going to go into Cutting Craftorium. I'm going to go into SVGs, and if you go down with the double arrows and up one, you'll find Trick or Treating in the bottom right hand corner. So you've got all of these different files. So you've got your pumpkin and your mouth details. You've got the moon features, which I chose not to use. And then you've got all of these different layers. So number 7 will be the back layer. All right. Now, when I pressed OK on here and went to edit and object edit and to resize, if I just put that into inches, it was 7.64. So she's measured it to that, but I found that what I needed to do was do it in millimeters, go to your percentage and take it down to 98%, and do that with every layer that you bring on. And then if you've got the box frame that comes from the range, it will fit perfectly. Okay, and you do that with all your layers. Now if you've got a CM machine and you can't do it, well, you can do it as a percentage in Canvas, but it would be let's have a think about this. Let me think about that. So how do I get that back to there? If I go to millimeters and press OK, 98%. Right, if I press OK now, if I now go back into resize, it's 190 millimeters. So if you haven't got an SDX that will do a words, thank you, a percentage. I've said a lot of words this week, haven't I? And next week's going to be even worse. I've already warned Mick. I said, just know that I love you and I want to spend time with you, but I can't talk this weekend. It's like, it's fine. With football on, so we won't mind. So just work out what size you need. Right, so let's put the frame over there. And we're going to build this up, and then we're going to add another extra couple of layers in here. So the first one, I just cut out of your regular red cardstock, all right? And then you take your second file, so number 6, and I cut this out of orange, all right? And that's going to go in the middle. And my first thought was, why is that short, is that narrower? Well, at the end of it all, you've got a file that's going to cover up all this area. So basically what we've done is saved you a little bit of card. Then when I would cut all the layers out, I took Hickory Smoke Distress Ink, and I took a little blending brush, and you can see I've just gone very, very lightly around that moon, so it gives it a little bit of depth and dimension. All right, so we're going to stick these down as we go. Right, so let's just get your glue. And I think even if you don't go to town for Halloween, just making this and putting it in the window lets the kids know that, yeah, you're all right, you can come. And I'm going to do something that I never do, but somebody's damaged this blinking bottle so much that it won't come out again. Right, for those of you that are wondering while I'm just doing this how Amanda is, she's home. Diane's still very, very croaky. And she was coming into work because Carl and Stephanie are away. And I was like, please don't. Please stay at home and get better. Because if you come in too soon, you're going to be ill and off again. We don't want that. And Amanda came home yesterday. Well, she went to her brother's because they're going to look after her while she rests and recuperates. So it's all good, which is great. So we've got our second layer. Now, if you wanted to, you could build this up with an arrow foam tape. But I actually quite like it just like this. What you could do, actually, if I get this, I'm just going to get a grey fine liner out of here. What you could do if you wanted to just make that a little bit more is just put that on the inside and just run your pen on the inside like that. And that will just give it a little bit more depth. Can you see it's like we've put a drop shadow on it now? So these aren't just for using with your ScanNCut. You can use these all the way. These are brilliant for doing your faux stitching though. If you've got those dot and dash files in the sale the other day, you can have them in all those different colours. Right, so next layer we went to then is this one. And this is the one. So I got lots of different, it was reds, oranges, kind of warm yellows, and that pumpkin colour in there. So this is the next layer. So we're going to stick this down. So it's super, super easy this. The machine does all the boring bit. You do all the fun bit, right? But there's nothing to stop you doing this, especially these layers in white. Put glitter in some of them. Maybe you want to do an acetate layer with the holographic gel that we bring you from Cadence. I didn't even bother sticking those down because I want that movement because it's going in a box frame, so it's not going to get damaged. So at this point, we've then got our 3 layers. You do all that in white, it's Christmas, isn't it? You could have your Santa silhouette going across the moon. Just do it all in white. Doesn't have to be Halloween. Cutting files are cutting files. Now, you would leave that one out, okay? But don't forget with your reflections, when we bring you your reflection cuts, they're silhouettes, aren't they? They're silhouettes. So you could take a square, get your silhouette, so digitally, use one of your shapes, digitally take that out, and then weld these pieces together, but have it as Christmas. Doesn't have to be Halloween. Cutting files, right? So then this one is going to go over the top. Now, just before I put that one in, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Lily, please can you get me a roll of... Oh, hang on. No, I brought it in. Oh, no, I haven't. Where's that gone? Tape, Dr. Tape. Yep. That's me. I know exactly where it is. Just a thin one, just the 1/4 inch. I think there might be one on my desk, darling. Now, I haven't cut this down quite enough. So... I'm just going to trim a little bit off the sides of this, and I don't need to be accurate because it's not going to be seen. But what I wanted to do was put one of the stickers on. Now I find with the stickers, I like to do them on acetate, especially if I'm doing it in something like this so that you don't see the background. So I take this and I position this where it's going to go, and then I've only got one of these left. Oh no, I've got a few little ones. These were the Halloween stickers that we did for you, our Lux stickers. Thank you, darling. And I thought that this would be quite cool if we put that onto the acetate like that, and then we put this in front. It will look like they've just walked out of that haunted house, but it won't be floating because this is going to cover it over. Right, so incorporating now your stickers with your ScanNCut. So I came in super early again this morning. I like coming in really early because I'm an early bird anyway, but I like coming in early when it's nice and quiet because I can try different things out. And this morning I tried to see if I scanned in a sheet of the stickers, would it cut it out? Now I probably tried one that was really complicated. Well, I did. I tried the one that we brought you today with Santa's Sidekicks. And it found some but not others. But I'm going to work on it. And then next Tuesday when we do our ScanNCut shows, I will show you exactly what I did. So I'm just going to position this back in place so I can see. Right, I want it about there. I'm going to press that down so it goes across that moon shape. That's the reason why I didn't put the scary face on the moon. I'm then going to let's get this out of the way. I'm going to take the backing off here and incorporate my stickers into this project. Now you could also put lights in this as well if you wanted to, so it would light up. And because it's a box frame, I would tuck it in between the layers and put some foam tape so it lifts up, and there's a place for the battery pack. Because if you want to change the batteries, you just undo it, don't you? You just take the back off and then you can change the batteries. Right, let me just get this to a stage where I can just pull it off. So gently, look how fine those little areas are there. So just go gently. You'll notice I didn't even burnish it down. I just stuck it on the acetate because I didn't need to. And then I'm going to pull this back gently like that. Look at the quality of those stickers. I'll tell you what, I'd have spent hours doing that if it was an old-fashioned rub-on. And then we've got that. Okay, so that's going to be bins hiding. There we go. That's going to be our layer that's going to go in here. So tape Dr. Tape. If you haven't experienced this, and the reason I'm doing this is because we've just done a show with our lovely Ian from Crafty Witches, and we had a few people saying, which tape are you using? Where do I get it from? What is it? What's all the fuss about? Well, this tape, categorically, without exception, is the best tape I have used in 38 years of crafting. We had one of our lovely friends at home say she's been crafting for over 40 years, best tape she's ever used. And she actually put in the comment, and I wouldn't say that unless it was true. It's brilliant. We put the details up for you. The boring bit of craft, like your gas bill or your electric bill or your water rates, you really don't want to pay it, but you have to keep your household running, right? You don't really want to spend money on tape, but you have to be able to make your cards. So we're bringing it to you on a tremendous deal. You're going to get 30 rolls of tape, 10 1/4 inch, 10 1/2 inch, and 10 1 inch. There is 28 meters on each roll. So get the boring stuff while it's on a deal. All right, now watch this. Look at that. How easy is that backing to get off? I love this tape. It's the best ever. Now, unless you really burnish it down, you can remove it. So if you've got an adhesive eraser, you can get it off if you put it in the wrong place. But it's super fine. It's what they call a tissue tape. And you can see it on the acetate, obviously, but you can see how fine it is. That doesn't affect the strength at all, okay? At all. So I'm going to hover, thank you, stuck to my arm. I'm going to hover over here, and then I'm going to position that down and then press that into place. All right, so all the way down there. Doesn't even matter if it's not straight because you're not going to see it. Then I'm going to take this layer, and I'm also going to use tape for this because it's going on to acetate. So I'm just going to bend those characters forward a little bit. Okay. Now, if you took, in fact, I wonder if I can do it. Okay, let me try it, see if it works. So I'm going to try this mixed media spray that I've got because I'm going to do some little splats at the end. Let me try it with this brush. It might not work very well because the brush is a bit dirty with ink. But I'm going to put a little bit of that on there. I'm going to pick it up on my blending brush. You see how it's sitting on the top? This is brilliant if you want to do your, you know, when you've got your glue gun with your glitter glue in and you make your little, look like jelly tots on here because they'll peel off. Now I need to get a mat from under here because I'm not going to do that directly on there. Oh, here's a minute. Coming back. Bear with. Inky neck. Wow. Right. So if you take this, we're going to take off a lot of that ink on the mat because we don't need much. And you do what it's a technique called strié. So you start at the top and you just work down in one direction. Right, I need a little bit more ink than that. So let's just give that a good shake first because it might have settled. but it's a really clever technique and you never change direction, all right? You don't go from side to side, you go from top to bottom. I learnt this technique from a lady called Lynette, who used to come over from Dreamweaver Stencils all those years ago when Woodware used to stock Dreamweaver. And if you just do this in one direction, just with a white, can be a white ink or a white paint, you just don't want too much, it just picks up on the edges and it will add that extra little level of detail to your projects. So we're just going down here, picking up that ink just very, very gently. Don't be tempted to go that way and just keep going down. It's called strié and it's a way when you used to use paste with your stencils. If you then went over them with this, it added that depth and texture. Look at the difference that's made to that piece of artwork. It's great, isn't it? Just cast that, it makes it more spooky almost, doesn't it? I think I love it. Right, so we're going to put this in here. So we've now got our characters walking down here. So I'm going to pop some tape on to this. Thank you, Laura. Look at this. Got lights and all sorts going on here. Right, so we're going to put this on this side. So just a strip across there. Remember, this is going to be in a box frame, so it's not going to go anywhere. So you don't need to go mad with your tape. So we've got this like that. So press it down on the edges, peel that bit back, lift that off. This one, I've ordered myself some new tweezers this morning. They'll be arriving at my house tomorrow.
When you get home tomorrow, bring your apron jacket. Can you imagine?
Of course I can, Lily. Of course I can imagine, because I left my pinny at home, didn't I? That's exactly where they'll be. Although, to be fair, I was ready for another set, because they were a bit bad for years. Right, let's put that over there now. We're not worrying about the outside edges, remember. Now, you could put that onto foam tape. Just be aware that you haven't got this depth. You've got that depth. Okay, which is why I didn't do lots of layers. I would have done, but we didn't have any very thin 3D foam in the cupboards. We need to order some. So we've got all of that. Then we go into, let me just have a look at this. No, that layer next, which creates that opening. Again, I've gone around the edge with that grey to make it look a little bit spookier. So we're going to do this, and I'm just doing wet glue for speed, really. I would always use my tape now because it's just fabulous. Not that I don't love my wet glue, because I do, but for now, we'll just pop that on to there, right? Then we've got our next layer, which is our trees. Again, take this out and that out. You've got a Christmas scene. All right, so think about that, because I think that's a great shout. I want to try and do that now. I haven't got time, but I want to try and do that. Right, so glue on there. If we don't get to do the lantern, I will do it on Tuesday, I promise. Okay, got a lot I'm going to be doing on Tuesday. I do like it though. There's nothing worse as a guest when you stand there and you're like, oh, I've got like 20 minutes left and I've no more demos. On a ScanNCut, I never have that, ever. Now then, this bit I wanted to show you, because in the project, it's this, like this, which I love, because that white just makes everything pop. It also picks up those striations on there. But I wanted mine to be orange. Now, because this is open, what I want to do now is cut the face out and insert those pieces back in black. Okay, now I don't know if we're going to have time to do that, but I will. You could go in with a pen and fill that in. So when you then go in with the orange over the top, it will look like you're looking into the pumpkin. And also what I would do is just put it on with a slight drop shadow. Now, your files, when you look in here, so if I retrieve that information from the USB, and we go back into Trick or Treat, we go into our SVGs. Oh, by the way, you get papers in here as well, loads of backing papers. If we go down to the bottom and then up one, this is where your trick-or-treating is. Now if I go down, you've got your pumpkin and you've also got your mount in there, but you've also got your moon features in there as well. Now they can go over the moon, but this one, this frame, when you get it, it's two separate squares. So, oh no, it's not, it's like that. Right, okay. So we didn't used to save them, so they weren't compounded. If you take that into canvas, it will ungroup it. So then take away the outside edge. You could just cut that out of black and that would go behind this and give you that same effect. Or once it's ungrouped, you can take the outside edge away, save on your card and cut all those pieces out. It depends how fiddly you like stuff. If you're not fiddly, then do it with just a solid black mat. Right, let's go into here and let's pick up some glue on here. So again, just bringing these in, and then we're going to position that just slightly. I'm going to just create that little drop shadow there. Aren't shapes interesting? Look how friendly that looks with those teardrop eyes, and yet that one looks terrifying. Look at it. Isn't that interesting how shape just changes the look and feel of anything like that? I think it's a fabulous thing. And then the last piece to go on, this was also in white, but you can see now how that covers up everything else. So we'll put this on. Right.
Pauline's just asked, what was the mixed media spray used to swipe over the black card, please?
Okay, it is the mixed media spray from Cadence, the white one. There you go. You could just use some of your normal white hybrid, but I will probably use the metallic, I think, and I might add a little bit of extender in it just to be able to get that fluidity. I think if you do it with the thicker paints or the gessos, it might be too much. A white ink could do as well. In fact, if you got the Royal and Langnickel acrylic markers yesterday, they flew yesterday. You could use a little bit of that ink if you wanted to. And then this all goes into, let's put that level down, have I? I wonder what was going on then. Let's get this all around here, like so. Move that out of the way. I'm going to do it properly, Melanie. Put that on there. I do think this would look lovely as Christmas, I have to say. Even if you'd cut all the apertures, obviously not that one, but do all of the apertures and then just stick your characters, your die cuts or your SVG cuts, you know, into behind there. This would make a lovely Christmas picture. I really want to do it, but I've got to go home. Right, now then, this is going to go onto here, and then the whole thing is going to sit into that box frame. So we'll get glue around here. You're going to need quite a bit of glue for this because it's going onto a backboard. So that's going to go onto there like that. Give that good press down. I'll probably use my tape Dr. Tape to be fair. And then that will go into there. The blinking box frames, the thing that really annoys me is to put these clips in and then you struggle to get it back in. So get yourself some tweezers, ooh, nearly, or something like that, and just push these as far back as you can get them. Because there's always one. A bit like people, there's always one, isn't there? Right, let's put that, oh, come on, go back in. There you go, we're nearly there. There we are. And then use that same, or your tweezers or whatever, to pull those down. Just be careful with those because they can be a little bit sharp. Get your fingers out the way before you do that. You could put lights in it, and then look at that. Just to finish that off, I have got one of my little stickers. I'm going to stand him in the corner. I had a lovely time. Do you know what? It took me, I'm going to say, probably 30 minutes, if that, to cut everything out. So it's a really quick make. So if you think, oh, Halloween, good grief, I forgot. Perfect for that. I'm going to position this. I'm actually going to put him on the glass there. just standing there like that, just in front. I love these stickers, these Halloween ones. I went to get some more yesterday, but guess where they are? Glasgow. Wait till I see her on Monday morning. I'm like, what do you think you're doing, nicking all my stuff? It's me and Stephanie for most of the week next week, so prepare yourselves. This is going to be absolutely, it's going to be chaos next week, but it's going to be brilliant. And we've got the NEC as well. Now, if you come into the NEC next Sunday, as far as I know right now, it will definitely be me and Stephanie. If you're coming on Thursday, Friday or Saturday, I'm not sure because we've got to keep this going while doing that, and David's on holiday. So you'll get who knows what. You'll get somebody. And it'll be fun, but yeah, it'll be a busy week next week. But I am looking forward to it. I love the NEC, especially the one in November, because it's full of Christmas and it's magic. I'm going to put another little house just down at the bottom there, and I'm going to peel that. Right, just go in there. That's the thinnest part. Make sure that bit's burnished down, and then you can get to this bit. Fighting with that, aren't I? There you go, that bit. Look how fine that spire is there. I mean, blooming heck. How did we manage to do that and get that on there? It's fabulous, isn't it? And then one more little pumpkin. We'll just finish off that corner. And then you could take your font and do a trick-or-treat banner that went right across the top. Now, as I expected, we haven't had time to do the lantern. We will make it on Tuesday, all right? I was worried about not being able to prep my shows for Tuesday. I think I've just done it all this morning, if I'm honest, which is great, because now I'll be able to sleep. Otherwise, Monday morning, 2 o'clock, I'll be wide awake going, right, you need to get up in an hour and get over and get it prepped. But we're good. Right, there we go. And the last, I had one teeny tiny one here. He's got to go on. So we're going to take this off here, because I want that right in that corner so it balances it out. Oh, look at that. Backing's come off. Now then, this is a cool trick. Look at this. If I now pick this up, get off there. It is very sticky, that backing. If I try and get, I wonder if I can get this off here now. Maybe I was being a bit smart. Oh no, maybe. Oh, look at that. That's a bit of a thing, isn't it? There you go. And there is your frame. Isn't that fab? Now you're getting all of those projects that you can resize. You can turn them into Christmas, turn them into autumn, turn them into spring. Just cut out lots of little flowers and fill the branches with cherry blossom. And that little lot is going to cost you $14.99. Just want to whiz through this lantern again, because this, for me, is a deal. So we've taken the lantern design from Christmas Compendium, and rather than you having to go into Canvas and change the apertures, we've done it for you. So for £5, you're going to get all of your files for your different boxes. So the one with this shape, you get your mats and layers, and you get your acetate file. You get the one that's that shape but with the windows in. You get the one that has just the plain shape, the straight window, and then you get that one with the window. Shop lantern, £5 will get you that. Right, my lovelies, I'm going home. I'm going to go and see my husband and my dog and my grandchildren and my son and my lovely daughter-in-law. Spend some time with them tomorrow, but I will be back as soon as I can get over here on Monday. I would like to say, genuinely, hand on heart, the biggest thank you this week. We have had the best week. It's been a lot of fun. There's been loads of you joining us. There's been lots of interaction, and there's definitely been a lot of laughter. So let's do it all over again, shall we? On Monday morning from 8 o'clock. Now, before we go, where's that sheet? Here it is. Tomorrow's Sunday supplement. I'm going to read to you what Diane's asked me to read to you. Sunday special. We might have been naughty and taken advantage of Stephanie being away in Glasgow to bring you a pre-sale on our Woodland Noel launch this coming Wednesday. If you don't tell, we won't. Grab yours now. Now this is for tomorrow, so don't try and get it yet. Grab yours now. It's only available, it says today, tomorrow, and then we'll be back offline until Wednesday morning. Would you like a sneak peek? Look at that. Now that, I guess these are going to be stickers. That on your lantern. How lovely is that? I will leave you with that. Check out your Sunday supplement tomorrow. And if you don't get the Sunday supplement, sign up for it because it's a nice read. I'll see you Monday. Thank you to Emily. Thank you to Amber, stood outside waiting to switch up. Thank you to Ethan. Thank you to Snoop for guiding us, and he was directing from the floor, that one, wasn't he? And a massive thank you to Lily for all the hard work today as well. Lily's back up with you on Tuesday. I will be back with you on Monday. And if you're going to the NEC, please go and say hello to Stephanie and Carl, and safe travels. I'll see you soon. Bye.